let's go for a shot. Welcome to Vidyamitra Talk, a podcast where we bring real conversations with people who have built meaningful careers, business, and impact. This series is designed exclusively to aspiring entrepreneurs who wish to gain clarity, confidence, and direction from real life journeys and not only theories and textbooks. Today's guest is a growth focused leader who has worked with the intersection of strategy, leadership, and execution. Through Growth Conduit, he has trained over 5,000 executives, partnered with 100 plus corporates, helped leadership teams drive measurable outcomes such as 20% EBITDA growth, 45 crore revenue growth, and steering organizations with 50 plus crore turnover. With hands-on experience in building strong leadership teams and scaling performance, today's conversation is all about what truly drives sustainable growth in two phases, one in people, second in business. And the guest for the day is none other than leadership coach Mr. Ram Prasad Srinivasan, who is the founder of Samarthya, a beautiful name which I loved it. And welcome Ram Prasad ji for the podcast series.
Thank you, Mr. Vinod. I'm happy to be here.
So sweet of you. And going through your profile, it is illustrious, it is mind-blowing. But, as a future thought leadership platform, I have a couple of questions which I would, look forward from you. Number one, what is the biggest mindset that leaders must make to move forward from growth ambition to real results?
Fantastic question, Vinod. Let me start with my basics. I grew up in a place called Madurai.
Okay.
And it's a small town where narrow streets, very protected environment. Life was I was very happy as a child, a joint family, around 13 people around me.
Oh.
When I grew up doing my schooling, my last priority was marks.
Right.
Okay, so I never gave importance to marks till 12th standard. Like when the results came, that was the first moment of shock for me, I would say.
Right.
Like any parents would want their boy to become an engineer or a doctor or a chartered accountant. My parents were no different, but they knew that Ram Prasad is not the guy who will make it, because he never was serious about studies. That's how I began my journey. And even you would be shocked to know that even during the final exams, I used to play cricket between the exams with my friend. You can imagine the kind of seriousness I had towards studies. The only grace what God had on me is I had a peerhood of friends who were very intelligent.
Wow.
So they had certain influence on me. So I got marks, good marks, but not good enough to get into any engineering college down south. But yes, good enough to get into an engineering college. And that's how I ended up in what we call it BITS Pilani, Birla Institute of Technology and Science. I never knew about this institute till I went there. Later on, I came to know that it's one of the top institutes and people do well. So that is the biggest breakthrough I had in my life as a student. From a timid boy from Madurai, going to an unknown place, new language, new environment, and you are exactly put in a highly competent environment.
Right.
So that brought about a big transformation in my life, and I started my career in Delhi, and that's how I grew from there. If you ask me, Ramprasad, what was the biggest transformation in your life? That 4 years which I spent in Pilani completely turned me 360-degree around, and I came back with a lot of confidence, willing to face anything in life. That's the kind of thing. So you asked a question, which is basically people who are ambitious and focused on results. How do they really go on with it? Because in the recent past, somehow it's a coincidence. Like I had taken a couple of sessions what really motivates you as a
Oh,
person, as a professional, and how do you balance results and well-being?
wow.
You're an ambitious person. How do you really balance results and well-being? So most of the leaders, when they take up the leadership, they are very clear about achieving their results and they're target oriented. So typically in that journey, they completely forget that employees are humans.
Right, right.
So they sort of drive them to such an extent they they are treated as machines who are expected to deliver results day after day, completely disregarding
Human
the
side.
so-called human connect.
Absolutely.
And this is more true with multinational companies, less in Indian companies because of the culture of Indian. We always respect humans compared to the figures,
Right.
whereas MNCs are ruthless because they are driven by the top line and bottom line. You know,
Absolutely.
and for me personally, I strongly believe one of the important pillar in any organization is your employees. Why? Okay, we have the saying in sales that the customer is the king.
Right.
Keep your customers always happy. But who keeps them happy?
Absolutely.
Your employees only keep them happy. And if your employees are not happy, can they keep somebody else happy?
Correct.
So it's a very fundamental question to all the leaders. Please spend time making your employees happy first. Only if they are happy, they are going to achieve your results, number one.
Absolutely.
And only if they are happy, they're going to keep your customers happy, who will enable you achieve your results.
Absolutely.
Okay. Ultimately, the revenue and the profits come through your customers.
Correct.
And those customers, if they are not happy, they're going to go away.
Absolutely.
If they are happy, they're going to continue doing more business with you. But the
Right.
people who are going to make them happy is none other than your employees.
Employees.
So, what are you doing today to keep them happy? What
Right.
are you doing today to make them stay motivated?
Right.
Are you taking care of them? That's a question I want to leave the leaders with, because in the pursuit of chasing your numbers, if you miss the health of your employees,
Right.
you're not developing a healthy organization. And unhealthy organization can never sustain for a long time. So
Absolutely.
that's the answer to your question.
Absolutely. I think it's blunt truth. Now, just the devil's advocate question only. Since நம்ம எல்லாரும் சொல்றோம் employees happy-ஆ இருக்கணும், and there could be few categories who enjoy this happiness. சோம்பேறியா இருப்பா, ஆனாலும் சார் அது கொடுங்க சார், ப்ரொமோஷன் கொடுங்க சார், அப்ப பண்றேன், or give me perquisites so that I will be able to perform. But intentionally I don't want to perform. அப்போ I'm not telling everybody, but a micro set could be there. So, from your experience trainings of 5,000 plus professionals, in the master people or that true pro level people, what is the differentiator? அதை நீங்க எப்படி ஸ்பாட் பண்ற, or எப்படி
See,
ஸ்பாட்
one
பண்ணலாம்?
of yeah. See, it's a very, very valid question and a very real thing. Like, how do you differentiate a person who enjoys but does not perform, and a pro which is committed to perform? That's a big differentiator. So I get into this fundamental question of what motivates you.
Right.
What is that real motivator for everyone? Why do I come to work every day, day after day?
Right.
What is that which is driving me to work? There was one advertisement maybe 2 or 3 years ago where people dragged themselves on Monday morning. They used to work
பிடிக்காம போறது.
because they
Right,
are
right.
unwilling to go.
Correct,
Okay,
unwilling.
because they are not driven to go to the. So I asked this question to most of my students when they come on the workshop: what motivates you?
Right.
Immediately they'll come up with incentives, promotion, and
Salary.
recognition, family, everything outside of them, which I term it as extrinsic motivators. These
Hmm.
motivators are outside of you.
Correct. Correct.
Some point of time, it can't sustain your motivation beyond a certain point. Okay. Yes,
Absolutely.
money is important. Recognition is important. People who are dependent on you are important. No doubt about it. But these are all extrinsic. So,
Absolutely.
what is that within you which actually motivates you?
Mm.
Is the question. So, for me, I've been training for the last 10 years before coming to the training full fledged as Samatya person. So, if somebody asks me, hey, Ram Prasad, what do you do?
Right.
Can you guess what's the answer I give?
I help building people or building their competencies.
I almost similar. I enlighten, enable, and empower people.
Like,
That's the first answer which comes to me naturally. I actually enlighten, enable, and empower people. Then they look at me and say, hey, actually, what do you do? Then I say I train, coach, and mentor people, develop people. But my purpose is to enlighten, enable, and empower. So the
Good.
purpose is the very, very important motivation factor. Do you have the purpose?
Right.
Are you having the purpose which is driving you day after day?
Absolutely.
It's true for any organization, it's true for any professional individual.
Absolutely.
Okay.
Absolutely.
And if the purpose is clear, you can be assured that you will get on to achieve whatever you want, irrespective of your extrinsic
It's
factors. Money will follow, recognition will follow as long as your purpose is absolutely clear. Okay.
you.
I want to enlighten, enable, and empower people. So it doesn't matter what product or services you're selling. If your
Right.
purpose is clear, you're definitely going to be motivated. And second thing which really works for professionals is the autonomy.
Okay.
Do I have the freedom to work the way I want without compromising on the results?
Beautiful.
Okay. Which means, do I get micromanaged?
Right.
Am I being followed every moment? Hey, இப்ப என்ன பண்ண? அப்ப என்ன பண்ண? What are you doing now? Hey, I try
Mm.
to avoid the leader's call. Hey, I don't want to. I'll give
Correct.
some excuses. Let me not do. Now, that is not motivation.
True.
Okay. So, when you don't have autonomy, you try to go away. Okay. So,
Absolutely.
this is the second factor. And the third one is we are learning every day.
Correct.
Continuous learning is something very, very important. So, once you become a master of your own subject, then
Mm.
you're highly motivated. So these three factors, it's what drives you for continuously motivating. So you look for these three things in the person.
Right.
And if it is not there, then yes, take action, coach, do something. If it is there, you don't need to worry. Okay.
Beautiful.
Let me give an example with my team, which was actually working for me. We were enabling organizations to automate their engineering design offices.
Okay.
And we are also addressing this copy shops, big copy shops who provide plan prints and copies for construction
Oh,
companies and all.
okay.
So on one occasion, two of my executives had met a copy shop owner at 8 o'clock in the night
Oh,
to close a deal on their own. 8 o'clock in the evening. Huh? It's not working hours. They just went there out of sheer passion. They told me, boss, we are going to this person. We want to finalize the deal today.
okay.
So 8 o'clock they went. Then I had my dinner, slept off exactly at about 12:30 in the night. I get a call
Oh,
and they say, boss, we have closed the deal.
man. Super.
Now that is what I call as commitment because they were very, very clear about achieving and they were not worried about it's 8 o'clock in the night or 12 o'clock in the night. And they were free enough to call me and say,
Satya.
hey, I have
Correct.
done it. And I was so happy. I was not angry because they woke me up at 12:30.
Right, right.
Instead, I was delighted that they woke me up and, so that is the kind of culture we had built over a period of time. And that's what, and to me, it's a very rare thing. Like, it is easier said than done. But
Absolutely.
leader plays an important role in bringing about that culture. Like, am I free enough? Am I comfortable enough to go and share my problems or my mistakes with my leader? Will he accept me without any judgment and
Exactly.
improve me? Yeah.
Exactly.
And if you're able to provide that environment, you're a winner.
Wow, wow. I think that's a sweet spot which you have mentioned, and this is the feed for the next query too, because as you rightly pointed out, ഒരു 50 to 60 percentage, handles with the leader as to how things has to be placed, where the rubrics has to be moved. It's like a chess game. You play the cards very swiftly so that a pro remains a pro and a middle mindset person slowly thinks about growing. If I'm a poor performer, indirectly you're telling me, I'm helping you, but you don't want to grow, door is open. So you are actually putting a very open space for me also to quit indirectly. But all this requires due diligence in the leadership styles or leadership thinking. What, according to you, could be one of the strongest mistake a leader can do?
Okay. Well, one of the mistakes they do is not listen.
Oh,
Very simple but profound, because if you don't listen to your people, you don't understand what they want, what they need, what drives them,
mm,
what is important to them and what is not important to them, what they are short of. So listening is one of a very, very important skill a leader need to develop, not from the point of view of answering or responding to a problem, but to understand people. Yeah. When you understand your followers or when you understand your colleagues, and when they feel being understood,
right.
you are becoming a greater leader than normal leader. So listening skills to me is probably the number one skills. The second one is empathy.
Absolutely.
Am I able to feel the pain of the other person? Am I able to relate to it? Or am I completely insensitive and trying to drive my results irrespective of his condition?
Mm.
Now that can never happen, because at the end of the day, we have a heart,
Yeah.
and right, you cannot disregard the heart and then only use your head. Both operate in tandem. Okay,
Absolutely.
so leaders should. One of the primary mistakes they do is they don't listen, they impose, and they don't show empathy.
Mm.
Okay, and they take their position as a position of power
Correct.
and not position of responsibility.
Wow. That's a
Yeah,
beautiful
so
thing.
yeah, so these power-driven leaders become very autocratic, and you will soon find them. They won't have any followers, right?
Correct.
I have this personal experience in Delhi. We appointed one of the leaders who was performing very well,
Right.
but we never knew. Again, it's a mistake. I'm admitting it openly. We never knew he was autocratic and a power-driven leader. And when he was appointed, within the next 6 months, the entire team collapsed.
Oh,
That's an error. That's a mistake. Then we realized. In fact, I had to personally go there myself. Spent next 1 year in reconstructing the team. In the process, removing this leader
right.
and creating a culture of coexistence and cooperation. And it takes time. So it's not that we didn't do any mistakes. We really built a beautiful organization. No, we do mistakes.
Right.
We appoint the wrong person and he collapses everything, and then you go back, rebuild. It takes time. It doesn't come overnight. So it is very, very important that when you choose a leader, you look at these qualities, whether he's empathetic, whether he listens, whether he has a intent to serve rather than
Right.
dominate.
Wow.
Yeah.
Absolutely. I'm very blessed that I could hear a lot of gyan. One, very practical. Second, very realistic. Third one, it is applicable across all spheres of life. It's not only for any sector specific. Sir, இதெல்லாம் absolutely I respect. ஆனா, still everybody are making a very blunt statement. There is a lot of gap between academia and industry. அப்போ, from your point of view, whichever be the professional course, let's not get into the course, but I am very happy that you mentioned that 4 years was transformational. But there could be an ecosystem that would have made you transformational, which not everybody will get. God's divine providence undadla. Anna, my doubt is, what are the core areas a youngster, a young guy who is getting into a professional mindset should focus on? Or 3 tips.
Okay, so I'll tell my own story. I told you transformation.
I know.
How this transformation happened. Those 3 points will become the tips for the person himself. So for me, I grew up in a protected environment. So when you grow up in a protected environment, what really happens? You don't decide anything.
Right.
Somebody else decides for you. And your life moves on from one decision to other, not taken by you, but taken by somebody else. Now the transformation happens when I was thrown into a desert. Literally, Pilani is in the desert, actually. It's Pilani. So my family didn't desert me, but I went to a desert. But the thing here is, right from attending a class to doing something, right from morning to evening, all the decisions were made by me.
Right.
I call it exposure. I was exposed.
Absolutely.
So I had no other choice to make a decision.
Right.
Okay. So my first tip to the youngsters is decide. So don't pass the decision to somebody, you decide. And when many people fear to decide, because what if I take a wrong decision? Of course, you'll take a wrong decision. You need to take a decision first. Many people avoid taking decision because they want to avoid a wrong decision or a failure.
Right.
In the process, they don't take decisions at all. For me, taking a wrong decision is better than not taking a decision.
Absolutely.
So if you fail to take a decision, it's a bigger failure.
Correct. Correct.
Okay. So to me, please decide, right or wrong. Use your power of choice. I call it the power of choice because that's a very unique power.
Satyam, Satyam.
If you don't use your power of choice, somebody else will.
Correct.
And you'll remain a slave throughout your life.
Right. Right.
Would you want that? So first thing, please make your choices right or wrong. Decide. Decision. Second, in my first semester was a disaster. When I went, because I went from a state board school to a really sophisticated institute where a lot of central boards toppers had come.
Correct.
Every question and answer were objective. So I narrowly scraped through the first semester. Everyone thought I would flunk or I will get into what we call as academic counseling board, which means you to clear arrears and all this.
Correct. Correct.
I narrowly scraped through, which means the cutoff was 4.5 CGPA. I got 4.7. And you need to, if you get 2 E's in the subject, you'll be retained in the first semester. I got only 1 E. So I scraped through both. And my seniors came to me and said, hey, first semester, I don't think you're going to leave the campus that easily.
Right.
Okay. So for me, that moment was a telling moment. Hey, am I really this bad? Or can I do better?
Wow.
Okay. So that moment showed me, hey, listen, I'm not doing something which I'm supposed to do.
Absolutely.
What is that? So yesterday, I don't know whether you had watched the Australian Open between Carlos Alcaraz and Djokovic. Why I'm bringing it here is they asked Carlos Alcaraz, how the hell did you win this game? It was so tough.
Right.
He had only one word to say. Belief. I believed in myself. Now, belief in yourself is the second tip I want to think, whatever it may be. Do I believe in myself? So I ask myself, hey, do I believe in myself? Can I really do well in this institute?
Right.
That was the question I asked. And suddenly, from nowhere, the way I looked at things changed. I started putting more hours. I started focusing on what I need to do. Completely shifted from a careless, reckless attitude to careful, responsible attitude.
Wow.
And suddenly, the second semester,
Right.
I had a 8 CGPA and I crossed 6.47 to everyone's surprise. How did you manage? Well, it's all within you.
Correct.
You start believing that you can do well and you. So first, take the decision. Second, believe in yourself. And third one is, of course, belief brings in confidence, and confidence is a very, very important. The third one is don't worry about failures. Failure is common. In fact, all of us during our school, we were completely drilled down stating that failure is bad. Fail, ஐயோ நீ fail ஆயிட்டியா? Oh my God, you're gone. So people avoid failure.
Right.
So for me, again, coming back to my first semester, I'm getting there because that is a telling moment for me. When I wrote my first physics quiz, it was out of 20 marks. I had no better hope, but I said, okay, first quiz, let me do its objective types. Can you guess what kind of marks I would have got out of 20?
10 or 5?
10 or 5. Okay, fine.
Probably poor rating from my side.
I got 0. And when I got 0, I was shocked, shattered. I was literally, that was my first attempt to a test or quiz in the, it came 2 months after I joined. I was already homesick. Then this mark comes. Then I was down and out. I was sitting like this, and then my friend came. என்னடா ஆச்சு? Boss, I got 0. அவ்வளவுதானே, don't worry. நானும் 0. Some support. There's one other person who got 0. Then the class average was 4.
Oh.
Out of 20. So which means it was a tough test.
Right.
And it was not that I was extremely bad. It was a
Common.
tough one. So that gave some relief. Okay, it's okay to fail. Let me attempt again. That is the next test.
Absolutely.
So the second quiz came about a month later. Again, I wrote the quiz. Guess how many marks I got?
15?
0 again. But this time, I was not worried.
Oh, okay.
Because I knew that this can happen. First time when I got 0, it never happened. So it was a shock for me. But second time when it happened, I was okay with it. Yeah, you can fail. You are subject to failure. Absolutely. 0 is okay. But don't keep continuing to fail. Learn from it and move forward. Eventually, I passed out of the first division. That's a different story.
That's a different story.
But I worked hard. I learned my lessons. So I was clear. Clarity is the third point I would want to leave. So you have to be clear in what you want. So your decision matters. Your belief in yourself matters, which is confidence, and your clarity matters. If you have the combination of these 3, I think you can go places.
Wow. I think it's a very beautiful art of storytelling, which is very often said. Really thankful once again for being our guest and accepting our request to share your beautiful, valuable insights. This brings us to the end of today's conversation on Vidyamitra Talk. If this episode gives you clarity or perspective, do like, share, and subscribe. More importantly, let us know in the comments which part resonated with you the most. We'll be back with more conversation from great leaders like Ram Prasad that will help you grow, learn, and move forward with clarity and confidence. Thanks a lot.
Thank you, Vinith, for this opportunity. I was very happy to converse with you.
Thank you.
Sure. Thank you.
Yeah.
Bye
Yeah.
for now.
Bye.